Hey Ringside crew. Welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe, Panther the Third.
Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast in the middle of Tri-State Wrestling Month. International fans, you probably like, Tri-State? What do you mean? You live in PA. Well, there's a thing called this Tri-State area, where it's the New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. It's a rock that's in Port Jervis, New York. That's there. Just Google. Okay, now back to the interview. But no more geography crap. But I have a young lady that is just starting out wrestling, and she's doing a lot of awesome things. She is from near me. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside. Welcome to Kate Thorn. Welcome to Dudes at Ringside, Kate. Welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me.
No problem. So, Kate, what made you come into this huge world of professional wrestling?
Yeah, I mean, I've loved wrestling my whole life. It was really my pop-up that brought me into it. Whenever I went to his house, he's like, guess what I recorded? And I'm like, Monday Night Raw. And he's like, yeah. So then we go and watch The Undertaker, which we both love together. And then, obviously, when you're younger, every kid has that dream, like, oh, I want to do that. But, I had no idea where to start. And then Alpha comes up with Battlefield Pro Wrestling 35 minutes from my house. And I'm like, here we go. Let's get this dream going.
Awesome. So, what would you consider yourself your wrestling style? Because I know you do the dancing. So, is it more like a dance style, your wrestling style, Kate?
I would say dancing definitely helped a lot with the balance and coordination. So in the one thing when I did hip hop, I learned how to do a head spring. So the one move I did a head spring right into her gut, and that was really cool. But yeah, I definitely have that fierce edginess to it, but sometimes I'm elegant with it, so I bring in the contemporary style.
So where did this whole Kate Thorn character come from? Was it from an old movie you were watching as a little girl, or Disney? Where did it come from?
Well, I was oh, I really love the last name Thorn. Because I'm oh, I could do so much with that. I'm the thorn in your side. And I love that idea. So I was telling my mom about it. And then she's like, but I'm I need a first name. And I'm it can't be Elizabeth Thorn. Because that doesn't have a fiery punch. I was inspired by Becky and Rhea. And they both have this fiery edge to them. So I wanted a punch to the name. So my mom's like, how about Kate? So that's how Kate Thorn was made.
It's awesome. So what is your normal schedule? I know you're you're really young in this wrestling world with your school and everything. What is it like to be in school and being in wrestling? What is your schedule like?
It's a lot. So since I go to a charter art school in Bethlehem, my major is dance. So it's a performing arts school. So half of my day I dance, the other half is academics. So usually I wake up 5 a.m. I then have to be at school for 8:15, and I have to drive an hour and 10 there to school. There till 3. Then I go leave for work at 4. I'm there till 11 at night, Mondays, and then Tuesdays I have after dance, school rehearsal. Come home at 7. Wednesday I give my body some rest. But also Tuesday, I also go to wrestling training. So Monday, schoolwork. Tuesday, school and wrestling. Wednesday, rest my body. Thursday, schoolwork. School, then work. And then Friday, school, then wrestling. And then Saturday and Sunday.
Do a podcast with an internationally known person. So yeah. Populous Kate is, guys. You got to see this. She's doing big things. Doing big things. So when you go to your shows, do your parents like help you prep your food, or do you eat at the venue?
Um, Usually I bring like some snacks with me, but like sometimes we have catering there, so I just munch on food there. But yeah, sometimes mom would be like, "Hey, you want me to pack you a salad or a banana for after the match?" I'm like, "Sure, mom."
That's awesome. So what is like your workout regimen like? Like, do you have like certain regimen you keep doing, or is it like something you see like on TikTok, or like you saw that somebody told you, oh, you need to start doing this or that? What is it like?
Well, luckily for me, since I'm so physically active, like with dance, we usually do some core work there. Then at wrestling, we do some more like workout, like we do squats, push-ups, um, curls, all of that fun stuff. So normally with that, that keeps me physically active. But if I find the chance, I hit the gym once or twice a week if I can.
Awesome. So like, what is it like to go to like be young in the business, be like able to go out and do things with your parents? Have you ever been recognized by like a younger fan, or like just in general a fan, if you're out to dinner or like out somewhere not related to wrestling? Is it like is it cool to have kids running up to you and be like, oh my god, you're Kate Thorn?
Yeah, it is. I've already signed like a few photographs. Some people have been like, "Hey, can I take a photo with you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And it's really cool. Yeah, it's crazy that only 4 matches in that like people would already be like, "Oh my God, it's Kate Thorne." It's crazy. Everything I would have dreamed of.
That's pretty cool. I think that's cool that you're still really young in the business, but you're really just you're taking it all in. You're taking it all in stride, and I find that really cool. That's the only reason why I grabbed you to come on the podcast, because I know you're so young in the business, but like you are representing. If you realize this or not yet, Kate, you're representing the newer generation of wrestler that are coming in. Like, I'm an old school wrestling fan, and I
Yeah.
love the indies, even though I've talked to some like older indie wrestlers, like not older, but like the Danny Moes I've talked to at the shows, and I've had on Vicious Vicky on Dudes at Ringside in the past. And I've met like tons of older indie wrestlers, and they're so like you like, it's so cool to think that you are the future of the independent wrestling scene. Have you thought that about that yet?
Uh, yeah, it's crazy. I try not to like let that get to my head or anything. Like, cause like sometimes like you can overthink, and I'm like, I can't think about that. Just go out there and have some fun. But yeah, I keep that in mind. I'm like, I want the generation right now to be like, that's what women's wrestling is all about. Mashing the old with the new and creating something magical.
Yes. Kate, so have you thought of like traveling anywhere else in Pennsylvania to wrestle? And if you have, where have you like looked into going, like promotional wise?
Yeah, so another promotion near me is PPW. I'm sure I'll make my way over there at some point. But I'm also already been reached out to do a show in New Jersey in May. So that's fun.
There we go. So, is there any shows that you're going to be doing soon that you want to talk about tonight?
Yeah, so Battlefield Pro Wrestling. Our next pay-per-view show is January 28th. It's called Inception. And you'll see me on the poster next to our newly crowned world champion Casey Navarro and our up-and-coming talent Terry Adonis.
Awesome. If my fans want to follow you anywhere on social media, how can they find you?
Yeah, so on Instagram, you could just follow me at KThorn BPW.
Awesome. Kate, if any, do you have any stickers or any merchandise yet that if anybody wants to get their hands on it?
I am working on it. It's something really good in the works. So just stay tuned, and I got something great.
Cool. Kate, I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It means a lot to have a awesome young talent like you that represent the younger youth of the wrestling world. Before we go, if there was any younger fans watching, hello. If you want, if you, jeez, I just got myself. If they had if they wanted to get into the wrestling business, what kind of advice would you give them?
Shoot your shot. I mean, I was overthinking a lot, like should I do it? Should I not? Like I know like maybe I could get injured, but it's like, will it be worth it? Absolutely. Literally every single second is worth it. Just shoot your shot and see where you go. I'm sure it'll be amazing.
Awesome. Thank you, Kate. I'm Joe Panther III.
I'm Kate Thorn.
And we will catch you in the next one. Have a good night, everybody, or have a nice day.